Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of CivilianTacticalWeapons.com. Today's episode is actually going to be in response to a lot of emails I got in regards to comparing Glocks to H&Ks and which one's better, and it's actually kind of a bit of a loaded question, so we're going to go ahead and talk where I actually say one's better than the other, and a lot of this deals with your budget too. So some of the Glocks we have today is actually a Glock 17, a Glock 36, and a 45, Glock 19 and a 9mm. On the HK side we have the HK 45, the H&K USP Expert 45, the H&K Compact 45, and the H&K 9mm. So the burning question I get from readers pretty much almost weekly is what's the better choice for a gun, a Glock or an H&K? If you are a first-time shooter and you have not owned a gun before, the simplicity of the Glock earns itself a good way of being the ideal gun to get. Now, if you look at the breakdowns, you can't beat the simplicity of the breakdown of the Glock. And I've already checked make sure nothing was in the barrel ahead of time before I did this. But they're very easy to break down and very easy to reassemble. Cleaning a Glock is really nice, and some may even consider almost optional. They're extremely reliable. You can throw them in. You can throw them down in the dirt. Sand's not going to interfere with the operations of it. They're very solid and very accurate. A lot of people who, if you want to compare these to cars, I actually consider a Glock a Porsche. It's you take it down to you take a Porsche out on the street, you're going to get some respect from the Porsche. Same thing. You take a Glock to a shooting range. People know that you have a serious firearm and you're not kind of messing around with a lot of these bargain guns. You can take these, of course, to any shooting course, and the instructor it's a completely accepted gun. In fact, most of the people, if you take any professional shooting course, you will have about 70% of the people taking Glocks in. One of the main reasons is pretty much every law enforcement agency out there uses Glock. They're known for being in, if you think of agencies with three-letter words, they tend to have a lot of Glocks too. So the reliability of a Glock is matched to none. Glocks on average run around $600. They're very accurate and very reliable. If you have the extra $300 to $400, I would recommend you actually move into an HK. If this is your first gun, though, I would actually strongly recommend you stick with a Glock. There are simpler operations. You don't have all the safety buttons, switches, everything. It's a very simple gun to operate, very simple gun to clean, maintain, etc. The HK, here's an HK 45 for example, has a better recoil system, which in turn makes it have better accuracy. This HK 45 will outshoot any standard Glock you have out there, with the exception of course, competition type guns. So this is just, we're talking stock HK 45 against a stock Glock 45. A couple of things to note about these guns is the recoil system on this really makes the difference between these guns of a HK outshooting a Glock really in the higher calibers. So when you're talking 45, it holds even more true. On the 9mm side, if I'm actually going to compare an HK 9mm to, for example, a Glock 19, these actually shoot extremely similar. The main reason is the 9mm doesn't have a lot of recoil, so all of the extra recoil systems that you have that the HK is known for doesn't benefit much on a bullet that doesn't have a lot of recoil to begin with. However, this gun still will outshoot the Glock. I don't want to make any misconceptions there. And especially if you had a USP full-size 9mm, you're definitely going to outshoot the Glock. If you actually look here at the Glock 19, if you lay the two side by side, the barrel lengths, everything, I mean, you're looking straight down the line, they're pretty much identical. On the Glock 19, the Glock 17 is actually be more similar to an H&K USP full size. So when we talked about this being the Porsche, I kind of refer to this more as being the Ferrari. The HK is extremely reliable, extremely accurate, and actually a little more accurate than the Glock. Is that accuracy worth the extra $300 to $400 to you? This really comes down to a discussion point, right? If I had a Porsche and it goes 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, and I have a Ferrari that goes 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, is twice the amount of money worth that extra, fraction of a second performance? That's really what you're talking about when you talk about these two guns. If you're really into shooting, I will actually pay the extra bucks and get the more accurate gun. If you are doing this very casually, you shoot maybe once or twice a year, you may never even take a shooting course, a combat shooting course. The Glocks are excellent guns. I mean, they are solid guns for the price. There is no gun in this price range that you can compare directly to a Glock, and I'm talking specifically with the Smith & Wesson, the M&Ps, any of the SIGs, any of these other guns I constantly get questions about. This Glock is going to outshoot them. As far as I trust the Glock. I would trust the Glock more with my life than any of these other ones that people keep mentioning. It's probably one of the reasons why, if you look at the amount of investment and time Glock has built to build the first plastic gun, Glock was the inventor of this. So you will not go wrong with a Glock. It may not be as cool to talk about as one of the newer, these other tech manufacturers who I almost consider them Glock copies. But if you want something that's solid and reliable, I would definitely go with the Glock. So that all being said, if you have any questions, please email me at info@civiliantacticalweapons.com. And if you have any questions, remember I do not respond to the YouTube messages. So I hope to see you in next week's episode.